Welcome back to another video, folks. This time I'm attempting my very first straight line mission across 5 dense miles of southern pine savanna. Home to black bears, the rare Venus flytrap, in mysterious, unexplained bays. I'll trudge my way through dense, boggy swamp, under, through, and over some of the thickest brush I've ever dealt with.
Get my bear spray ready.
And along sandy dirt roads through amazing scenery. Join me as we attempt this mission. I wanted to get a pretty early start with this one because I had no idea how long it might take me. 5 miles didn't seem like much, but through seemingly impenetrable forest, I'm not sure if it was even possible in a couple days' time, and this was just a day's trip. Of course, we'll get into the whole straight line mission thing and what it means in a minute, but for now, we were on our way.
Shit off.
My girlfriend Olivia helped me drop my car off at one end so I'd have a vehicle to drive when I got done. Then she drove me down to the other end to my starting point. At about 7 a.m. we pulled off the side of the highway. I said bye to Olivia. Thank you, Olivia. And I made my way to the official starting point of the line.
Bye. So we're into the woods here. Good cover already.
So the first hurdle before the mission even began was to hop a barbed wire fence to get onto the property, which was public, by the way, for those concerned. It was far harder than I thought it would be.
Let me see how I can get over this though. Shit. I'm gonna hurt myself. Oh shit. Let's see here. So we have the line here in our location. So we gotta walk just a little ways down till we get to this area here.
As was stated, I needed to hike just about 1/5 of a mile from my drop-off point to the beginning of the line. Then I could officially start.
So I'm just walking a little ways down beside the highway so I can get to the starting point, and I'll meet you back there.
I began to feel the anxiety building and wondered if this would be possible before I even began. The dense forest stretched out in front of me for 5 straight miles, almost half of which was through swampy, brambly, and God knows what else, densely foliated woods. I would literally be swimming in underbrush to get through. Even a mile in that mess would take a day.
Alright, so it took me a minute to get here just because I stopped. But my calls weren't going into my girlfriend, so I actually got really worried that she may have gotten into a wreck just because the calls weren't going through. But I'm right by this highway, and this is the starting point as far as I am aware. Both my girlfriend and I are kind of have a bad feeling about this. So I really don't know. I really have doubts about this. I really do, because as you can see, I mean, you probably can't see that well, but it's really dense. I mean, it's just very brambly. Very dense, kind of wetlands, just very dense. I mean, once we get into it, you'll see. Like, I mean, I really don't know if it's possible, but we both kind of have a bad feeling about this. But I really don't know how far I'm gonna get. I'm gonna do my best. This is my first straight line mission, and I don't have it super planned out. I mean, I literally looked at Google Earth for, you know, maybe a total of 45 minutes at the most. So I'll do the best I can. I might have to make some wide, you know, turns, go around the line, go very far off the line for sure. But I'm gonna do what I can. I'm not gonna push it too hard. We'll see. But I think I just need to take a breather for a minute and just relax, because we're both kind of have bad feelings about this. But I'll get back to you.
So before we continue, there are several things I need to mention. First of all, what is a straight line mission? Basically, a straight line mission is a journey taken on foot from point A to B in a completely straight line, passing over and under and through any hurdle that stands in your way, be it water or brambles or dense underbrush.
Great.
Obviously, there are times where the hurdle is nearly impassable, and you must go around. Exactly how far can you go around and veer off the line? It depends on the rules you set for yourself, but basically, I was going off the universal rule that veering more than 100 meters is pretty much a failure. Considering I only had my phone and Google Earth and not a proper GPS with tracking and measurements, this was going to require very rough estimates. But being that it was my first straight line mission, I wasn't worried too much about it. This was more of an experiment to see if I could actually pull off something close to a straight line mission. Second, bears. As of 2009, the latest census I could find, 42 bears lived in this forest. But considering I was about to walk across the whole forest in just an afternoon, I'd say that my chances of stumbling upon a nesting bear weren't slim. Thirdly, you guessed it, it was hunting season, though only for small game like raccoons and possums.
So here's the line, if you can see it. I'm right here. And we go straight, let me see, through this. What looks pretty okay, except here. I mean, even this right here is very dense. And then we got, I mean, all this. I don't know if that's possible. I really don't, especially not in a day. And then we get on the line here, on the mile-long road, which will be good. But it's really not too far, about 4 miles of dense brush, 5 miles altogether. But let's just get started. Let's do the best I can.
So what lay ahead of me was 5 miles of nearly impassable wilderness, ridden occasionally with sandy dirt roads and stretches of endless power line. What worried me most was nearly all of it, especially this portion here. Who knows what lay in that vast, empty, and mysterious bay? If I somehow made it through that mess, I'd be in a better place, but still not good. The forest was dense almost everywhere. The only exciting thing was the last mile. The line followed exactly along a dirt road that would take me all the way back to my car. So now all I had to do was begin.
So I'm just gonna kind of take things slow, make sure I don't drop anything. But let me show you kind of how dense this is. So, I mean, look at this. And I'm actually really worried about bears. So, I mean, this might be a total bust, but we're gonna see what we can do.
Already I knew this mission wouldn't be what I had expected. Right from the start, I decided to avoid this major wall of brush and veered a good distance away from the line, about 40 meters.
I think I'm pretty much headed that way. So I kind of just want to make some ground. I mean, you could get through here, but it would just take a long time, and I don't want to push it. Oh wow, look at this. Yeah, but I mean, you can see this wall of brush here coming up.
That wall of brush would convince me that this mission would probably not turn out how I wanted it.
Huh. Interesting. You know, and then you come up to this. Look at this. I mean, look at this crap, dude. I mean, look at how dense this is. I mean, if I planned multiple days out here, I could do it and really just go slow.
But I didn't want to take multiple days to do it. My plan was today, from sunrise to sunset or quicker. I kind of knew that going into it, that if it was easier than I thought, I could worry about speed later and getting it done at a quick pace. But I was realizing the day might end early due to the sheer density of the forest. But for now, I trudged on, trying to get a feel for how dense this really was.
I mean, I'm going to see how far I can go. I mean, it's not even going to be a straight line mission at this point. It's not even already. Deeper than I thought. Okay, I really need to be careful. Okay, wow. All right, let's slow down a minute. I need to be careful. I mean, this is gonna take me days, dude. I mean, dude, it goes on for 4 miles, dude.
I knew at this point that sticking to the rules of a proper straight line mission were now out the window. The wall of brush was just too dense, and if I spent half the afternoon and only got halfway through the bay, I'd be stuck in the forest after dark, potentially drowning in a deep bog in the middle of the woods. so all I could hope for was that the road ahead was better, and I'd try to complete something close to a straight line mission. So I headed south along the clearing, making my way to an intersection almost half a mile south of the line. Of course, I had failed, but the adventure wasn't over yet. I'd then head north again to see what lay ahead.
I mean, what I just went through, I mean, look. I mean, I could crawl through this. I mean, but then you find this. Look at this. I mean, I may just have to hop between things, and it's just gonna be a zigzag.
Apparently, I still wasn't completely convinced that all hope was lost.
Maybe short bursts of...
Periodic openings presented themselves, giving the illusion of a nice long path, but soon vanishing into dense brush.
Looks like it goes and it's gonna vanish.
I tried for a good long while to find a way through, but nothing. The forest was just too overgrown for any easy travel. So I gave in and turned back to the clearing, heading south along the highway.
So we're back on this logging road, and we're just gonna head straight to that dirt road. It kind of goes along the highway for a little bit and then goes back through the woods. I think that's my best bet. Water in my straw is frozen.
One thing I forgot to mention was the snow. Just a few days before, the biggest snow had fallen in over a decade or more, and the whole landscape was transformed.
We're gonna bury him in snow.
Most of the snow had melted by now, but there were still pockets of it, which made for colder weather, and the inevitable water I'd find myself wading through would be extra cold. It was 8:04 a.m., and I knew that if I was going to be taking the easy way and avoiding the large areas of brush, I'd at least do myself some good and make it interesting. I made a plan to be back in my car by 12 p.m. and follow along the line where I could. Still, I wasn't sure if that was going to be possible, so I took the firebreak north and along the edge of the massive bay, which would eventually lead me to a massive power line clearing. And that's where things would start to get rough for me. But for now, I must go. I'll see you later for part 2 of this multi-part series. Until then, enjoy.
You know, it actually wastes I can't talk.